Hello, good evening, everyone. So, today we came with a new guest and we talk about your brand online of your live podcast. So, it's me, Nimra. So, you can uh, let me check the mic is uh, mic and camera is working. So, let me check that. I'm going to Facebook and see it's working. Okay, let's see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anybody is watching, let me know. Uh, it's working. Right. So anybody is watching, let me know that mic is can you hear guys? Yeah, mic is working, camera is okay. Let me know that mic is okay. So after a long time, I am here to introduce the beautiful woman, and she's a queen, and also she is from USA. All right, so let me introduce about her. So I need to just explain about what is the online sophia. We talk about your brand. So we are talking about your brand global. It means when you are running a small business or any business uh, globally, so we are there to introduce your business and introduce your business to globally, and also we are helping to take your business next level, right? So let me introduce about today's guest, Queen Ella, right? Queen Ella Pringle. I don't know. I will ask after she come that I my pronunciation is correct. So Queen Ella Pringle is the owner of Cornerstone Visionaries Consulting and Coaching LLC. She's from USA, providing life and family coaching skills, enrichment services, and psycho educations. She is a native of New York City and United States. Air Force veteran. Oh, so proud of her. So she has an extensive experience. Uh, done. So she has extended experience about uh, she has extra experience working with military service members and their families for over decades in numerous roles of managing interpersonal relationships, conflict resolution, team building, goal planning, work-life balance, and many more areas which encourage personal, professional growth and development. She has organized and facilitated events for women groups, marriage seminars, children growth, potential training retreats, corporate functions, and training environments. She has provided training internationally in England, Turkey, Italy, Germany, and the United States to various population. Oh wow, she has so many talent, and she has so many skills. So let welcome Queen Ella to screen and give your love people and likes, and you can share these, tag somebody you really need to watch. And thank you so much for watching live. So please welcome Queen.
Hey, Nam, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great and so exciting to see you in, my we talk about your brand online of your live podcast. I'm so exciting.
Likewise, so am I. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, you're looking so gorgeous today, Queen.
Well, thank
I
you.
love you.
Stay
Yeah,
polished.
I love you. Yeah. And today we are in our show that you can actually you can help people, and you can promote your services, and you can transform the people's life through this program, right? So you can explain about yourself and what are you doing. And so I'm going to ask some several questions from you today, right? So
Okay.
I think, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, okay. So and by the way, I need to just I explain about you a little bit. So I really love can we know about you more,
Yeah,
about yourself?
absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, Queen, you go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, like you stated, I'm from New York, over here in the United States of America, and I've lived there for about 17 years. And once I left there, I graduated high school, then I left and moved to college, and I went to college in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then from there, I joined the Air Force. I wanted to
Wow.
see, yeah, I wanted to see more of the world, wanted to see what other experiences there were out there besides,
Mm-hmm.
just going to school and going right into to a traditional job. So I joined the
Mm-hmm.
Air Force, and
Wow.
that took me overseas for over 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then I came back here, moved to South Carolina, and I've been here since 2017. So that's just a little bit about
Mm-hmm.
me in a nutshell, kind of where I've been globally. I lived in England, Turkey, Germany, and Italy, each 2 to 3 years at a time. So just really had a really good opportunity to uh, focus on my craft, working with families of different cultural backgrounds, and
Mm-hmm.
understanding those dynamics and how that kind of informs what I do now. So, really great experiences, Nim.
Yeah, it's so great, and I really love that you were in USA Air Force, right, with Syria. So proud of you that as uh, how do you maintain? How do you running your families, businesses? Oh my God,
Oh my
you
God.
see, yeah, you seriously awesome. And actually, I need some people like that to encourage other women globally, right? So it's not easy to handling the family, businesses, and everything. So I'm really proud of you, Queen,
Thank
right?
you. Thank you.
Okay, so let me ask you the first question from me. How you have started your business,
Oh, how
right?
did I start my business? So funny story. Back in 2018, I was finishing my master's in human services counseling with a focus on marriage and family. And I had to go to my school in Virginia. And I was sitting in a parking lot, and I was just thinking, I was meditating, I was praying. And I said, oh my goodness, this counseling field is such an important part of how we can have better lives, but what else is there, And there's such a stigma in mental health that people don't want to seek out a counselor. People don't want to, you know, work on the things that need to be worked on because of fear and shame and pride and just all of the things that kind of plagues the community. So they don't go out to get any type of counseling services. Some do, but most don't. And I was thinking, how do I reach the most? So I just began to think, just thinking of all the skills that I have, all the trainings that I've had, all the people that I've encountered. And I realized that there's a key component that's always missing between where a person is and where they would like to be and if they ever choose to go to counseling. And that's kind of like the education piece, knowing what counseling is, but also knowing what you can do in the interim before you get there, which is like reducing conflict, like learning how to communicate with your spouse or learning how to communicate with your kids or your parents or your coworkers. There's
Mhm.
some things that you can learn to do that maybe counseling may not be the direct route, but if you just learn a few skills, that'll help you
mm,
along the way. So that kind of helps to break the stigma and desensitizes
mm,
someone from wanting
mm,
to get the help that's needed. So I
mm,
started my business just off of that concept. Um, and I named my business Cornerstone Visionaries because I am a visionary. I always have future focused goals and things that I want to accomplish. And I feel that if people tap into those goals as well, even within their families, they can break so many generational curses. They can enhance their just their livelihood altogether because it gives them hope, and it helps them to push forward towards a mark that they once never had. And if we look at what are the cornerstones of our lives, well, that's different from everybody.
mm,
And that's rooted in your values. So I
mm,
hope when I work with people, everything is all for, is all intentional. So when I work with people, one of the things that I do is help them to identify their values, identify
mm,
their cornerstones in their life and in their family and in their relationship. And then we
mm.
work on those and build from there.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's so exciting. It's so long journey, right? So to that, start your businesses and developing your businesses. Now you are going to the next level. Now you are going to keep next level and going
Yes,
to build your business globally. So excited to hear that, and thank you so much for sharing us about your business.
absolutely.
Yes, Queen. And also just the cornerstone visionary. Then I can see you like you are as a visionary, right? So it's not easy. It mean if you are this is the actually need in those days. People need definitely those kind of services.
Yes.
So let me show the Queen's recently what are the services she is providing, and let me show one I think flyer that you guys can actually see what are the services Queen is doing right now, right? So
Excellent.
this
Oh,
is the one.
yes.
Yeah, authentic relationship series, right? So if you guys really love, please join with she is a visionary, exactly. So authentic relationship series, date is August, September, October. You can select any date, and topics is couple editions, teenage edition, friendship edition, career building, singles edition, family edition. So I know, guys, those days people are going through so many problems, so many people need some relief, people need some solution, right? So you
Mhm.
guys can actually contact Queen, and you can get any those services, right? So just this is like no brain, actually. No brain is each $60, right? So training materials included, heavy hours and beverage included. So location is there, right? This is a physical training, right?
Yes,
Queen.
this is a physical one, and I would like to offer a
And also,
virtual one as well
yeah,
too.
virtual one as well, guys. When you need, so it's very convenient. When you need a virtual one, you can contact her. And also, this is a physical thing. So if you guys are nearby or anything, please, if you can make it. So this is for you, right? Thank you, Queen, to introduce your beautiful packages to guys, because this is really actually it's a no-brainer to it's very cheaper, and they can actually join with you, right?
Yeah,
uh,
definitely.
and also another question, so I'm going to ask you, I don't know, several questions. I'm going
That's
to go.
okay.
How did you turn your passion into profession, right? So
Oh,
how this became, maybe you are the veteran and you work at Air Force, right? So when you can see that you have such beautiful passion, right? That can impact people's life and transform people's life. So how did you turn your passion into professional?
Oh, that's such a great question. So, growing up, I always knew that I wanted to help families find resources that can help them improve their communication.
Mm,
Just growing up in the inner city, I've seen so many families that were, broken and, just completely in a stressful situation. And that has been something that has stuck with me throughout my whole life. Just how can we help provide a resource for families where they can truly thrive? And so that has kind of been my passion all along. I've always been a helper, always been a healer. And once I began to dig into my master's program, which was in counseling, then I started to see how I can breathe life into that passion once again and
mm,
just continue that force. And that was back in 2010, 2011. So I've been doing this work for quite some time. And I've even done it once I separated from active duty in the Air Force, I became a civilian. And I work with families, even still, just helping military families transition, helping military families, understand just different ways of living in different countries and how they can acclimate themselves and reduce stress and things, all things of that nature. And so it's always been a part of my profession in some way or some fashion. And then in January just of this year, I decided just to go into private practice where I do a lot of family life education, where I'm talking to families about, the needs that they're finding that, they're wanting to change within their family structure, and working
mm,
with couples and individuals just the same. So I, I kind of, when I talk to, friends of mine and colleagues of mine, I said I finally reached a point in life where I can do this forever and like not have to look at retirement. Like this is
mm.
when you think of the thing that you want to do in life, this is
Yeah.
the thing for me. Like this is the
Wow.
thing. So being able
Wow.
to provide counseling, being able to provide education and community
Mm,
outreach, like that's my jam. Spread it on
mhm.
toast.
Wow. Wow. It's amazing. Queen, thank you so much for sharing with us. Mm. And another thing, so I really love to ask about three. It mean, uh, what are the three topics? It mean I'm going to ask you about three topics, right? So let me explain. Let you explain that about the relationship recovery, right? And self care to navigate adversity and living on purpose with purpose. So first we will start relationship recovery. So if you
Mhm.
can explain about relative, like, hold on, I need to relationship recovery.
Sure, relationship recovery. So here's the thing now, you know, when we think about relationships and a relationship coach and relationship counselor, we tend to think that that always involves
Mm,
a second person, right?
mm, mm,
But we seem to forget that the most important relationship, one of the most important relationships, is the relationship with ourselves, right?
yes.
So having that healthy relationship with ourselves. So
Mm,
relationship recovery of, it encompasses working with couples, working with the relationship dynamics of family members, but most importantly, it's the relationship with yourself. How do you know yourself? How do
mm,
you love yourself? How do you amplify your self-worth? How do you
mm,
make goals and set after them to achieve them? You know,
mm,
and most oftentimes, when we have relationships and things don't go the way that we anticipated for them to go, we
mm,
get so hard on ourselves, and
mm,
we find that we tend to criticize ourselves, which diminishes our value. And so, within relationship recovery, we look at past relationships, all the things that have kind of plagued our mind, and have us think about the things that we can't do, that we don't want to do, that we feel uninspired to do. And we shift that. We create a shift so that way
mm,
now we're breathing more life into, okay, these are the things that I would like to do.
mm,
Despite, despite the situation that I just came out of, I can still recover. And
Hmm.
this happened, this became one of my passions as well,
Mhm.
because I'm divorced. I'm a single parent and I'm divorced. And coming out of that, I really had to sit in my alone time and get to know myself and who I was. And not who I was 10, 15 years ago, but who I was as a divorcee, as a single parent, as a mom, as a daughter, sister, friend, but most importantly, as queen. Who am I as queen? And what are the things that I like to do? And what brings me joy? What gives me pain? What gives me sorrow? How do I come out of that authentically? So, relationship recovery is about knowing yourself and standing true to yourself. And if you don't know who you are, beginning to know who you are.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Actually, I too single parent, so there are so you are so inspiring people, and we can take something from you, and we can learn something from you. So exactly, I agree that what you are actually described, right? So let me ask you the another question, because I know you are the visionary, right? So you can help people, what people are going through various problems, right? So self-care to the navigate adversity. Can you explain about self-care navigate adversity?
Sure, absolutely. I have stepped into a space where, and at such a pivotal time in life where self care um, is one of those things that is no longer a luxury, it's a
Mhm.
necessity. It's something that we must do daily. And so right when the pandemic started, I was getting a lot of people were contacting me and asking me, how did I come out of my divorce like unscathed? How did I transition my life so seamlessly? And all these things. And I was getting so many phone calls from family and friends that I said, okay, I was talking to one of my friends and she said, Queen, you really just need to write a book. You really just need to write a book. And I said, okay. So I went ahead and I wrote a book. And my book is called The Unlocking Your Womanhood. And it goes over, 5 spiritual self-care methods to identify when you're going through adversity. So when we're navigating adversity in relation to self-care, we have to think of all the domains. It's not just a matter of, oh, I'm going to pamper myself, or I'm going to eat my chocolate ice cream, or I'm going to just sit and binge watch TV. We have to go beyond our self-care. And beyond our self-care is looking at all the energy that we have within our body, is looking at all the possibilities of life, is looking at who we are as a whole. So,
Hmm.
looking at our mental state, looking at our emotional, our physical, our
Hmm.
social, like our social
Hmm.
network, the people that we connect with. How are they impacting our self-care? How are they helping us to be the best version of ourselves? Or are they telling us, to do the things that's contrary to what we believe and contrary to what our values? Self-care is knowing your
Hmm.
values. Self-care
Hmm.
is setting your boundaries, right?
Hmm.
So once we have
Hmm.
all of those ingrained in us, any adversity that comes against us, we can stand strong and we can stand tall in how we're reacting and how we're processing and what our next steps and what our next moves are, because we're operating now from a foundation of value. We're operating from a foundation of, okay, I know myself, I know how this is going to affect me, I know what I can do in this moment that serves me, that serves a higher good, and it
Hmm.
maintains my character.
Hmm. Yeah, so awesome, Queen, right? So another question is, what living on purpose with purpose. So that's so
Yes,
for me that is a so important question. Really, I
mhm,
really love to ask from you, and because everybody have a purpose, right, for
that's right.
living. So if purpose is not there, people no point to live, right? So they have a purpose to do anything, do something, even though they are doing some businesses, because they have a purpose. So I have my daughter as a purpose, right? So everybody I have a purpose.
Mhm.
So please explain living on purpose with purpose.
Purpose. Yes, living on purpose with purpose. That is being very intentional about the things that we do, right? Being very intentional about the things that we do. So, oftentimes I come across people and, they've basically streamlined their life where, they went to school, they got a job, they got married, they have kids, and they're in their career, and their life has just been it's just the one sequence, one event after the other. And within that time frame, they've never thought of the possibility of what their purpose is. So for instance, if they love gardening, and if they love, cooking and all of these things, like, it brings them complete joy, they can do this all day long. But then their career is in, let's say, accounting. Like, it's just the paradigm of that is, it misses the mark, right? So they're not feeling fulfilled in their job, and it's not aligning with the joys that they have. So living on purpose with purpose is being very intentional about how you're bringing everything that brings you joy, knowing what your purpose is, and having that a part of your everyday life, right?
Mm,
And so when
mm,
we do that, when we get to that space where we can align our passion and our purpose and live authentically and genuinely through that, we have such a greater sense of who we are and how we're serving the world and how we're serving ourselves and how we're showing up. We show up with great joy and with great anticipation. We walk about this earth a little bit more confidently and with a little bit more vigor and zeal because, we're doing what we love to do, and we're fulfilling our purpose. We know what our purpose is, and connecting with ourselves to find out what our purpose is an intricate part of living. It's living. And honestly, it is sitting with ourselves in that alone time. And it is, doing that meditation and asking ourselves those hard questions and really getting to know ourselves and being bold and confident enough to step out on faith.
mm. Yeah, it's because you correct, Queen, because the people actually not doing what they are love, right? So uh, they are really love to cook, right? So they can make that passion as their profession, right?
Right.
Then it's both are aligned and people really love to do, and then they can actually do every time. So whenever, when the 9 to 5 job people, the who are doing go to work, come back to work, go to work, come back to work, right? So actually they are not seriously happy, right? When
Right.
Monday is come, oh, today I need to wake up and go to. So why people are doing such thing? People if don't like to do that.
Right.
So I don't know actually what are the theory that they are using. So if they are really love to do
Mhm.
anything, they can make that as their profession.
Right.
So when they are doing something with a love, and when they are doing something with more courage, so they can easily go to the next level, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Why is no point to do anything but they are not like, right? So it's I really love that point
Yeah.
that you explained.
Right. And then so, I I started to think about how can I help women reach that point, right? Reach that
Yes.
point where they can truly find out what their purpose is and align it with their life. So I created a 4-week course, and it's called
Yes.
Purposeful Alignment. And that's exactly what it does. It helps women to identify their purpose and to
Mhm.
align themselves with it so that way they can truly walk out, you know, truly live out their best life and be present in their life and find excitement and joy in it.
Mhm.
And most people may not be able to walk away from their 9 to 5 job, due to their life circumstances. but at least they know that there's a possibility out there for them, and
Mm,
that this is, they're not limited to what it is that they're doing, but
mm,
they can now dream a little bit more. They can, set goals a little bit more
mm.
aggressively, and know exactly what it is that they want to do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly, I agree. So we'll move to the another question.
Oh,
Okay.
sure. I love them.
Thank you so much, Queen. I am really grateful to have you in my show. And thank you so much for your valuable time, right? Mm, and another question is, um, where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
Mm. In the next 5 years, my ultimate location and dream is to have a complete wellness center.
Mm,
And I would like to have a wellness center where I can provide counseling,
mm,
education, various resources. I want to be able to have, workout classes and Lamaze classes. It just, be a one-stop shop for any family to come in and feel enriched and feel empowered and feel educated on what it is that they're needing for their family in their particular situation. So within the next 5 years, I do see that coming. I also work with youth, so I want to be able to provide youth conferences
mm,
or youth seminars and help them to navigate their life and their emotional intelligence and make great decisions and all these things, just to help them further along in life. So even though the next 5 years sounds so far away, it's really not. It's
mm.
really not. And so I'm excited about it.
Wow. Yeah. So exciting to see you. I'm sending you blessing to reach your that level, and all dreams going to come
Thank
true.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. I receive it.
Thank you so much to being here. So I have another question. So that's question actually, I'm not going to ask that question. You can ask any question from me. This is your time. You can take revenge, right? You can ask any question from me. So regarding any topic.
Sure. Well, I'm here in the US and I know the stressors that we have, as single parents and trying to balance how we want to thrive in life and everything. How is it balancing life over in Sri Lanka as a single
Uh,
parent and a business owner?
yeah, yeah. Actually, it's not easy because we are not a developed country, right? So we are facing so many troubles, and so our environment also not a positive environment, negative environment, and globally. So no, when I reach the business in go globally, when now I register my business at LLC. So, but I'm living in Sri Lanka. It's not easy because there are so many hard times that I'm going through, and as a single parent, I need to take care of my daughter. As a daughter to my family, I don't have any another. Income resources to my family to have a look. So my mother and everybody is living with me. I can take care of them too. And also I'm running a business. It's total different time zone, right?
Hmm.
Because US, when you guys are morning, I am in my night. So you see when you are chatting with me, I am replying, but that time is like my midnight, right? My
Right.
midnight time, I am always available. Since when we have a strong purpose, right, strong purpose, then we don't need anybody to encourage, push ourselves to achieve our goal because we
Hmm.
have a strong purpose,
That's right.
right? So when people have some hardship, failures, anything, so people really need to take that as a encourage and take, we don't need to coach even that
Right. Right.
that pushing us, you need to do this, you should do, you must do that. So when it like that, so we don't have any options,
That's
right?
right.
We need to do that. So I start my journey as a sales executive in, I'm a marketeer, right?
Mm-hmm.
After so when I'm marketeer, I did a 9 to 5 job, right? So small salary. I need to take over my whole family. It's not easy, and I have worked 10 years in same company, right? In market leading company, but it's not easy. So when I realized the 9 to 5 job, this is not my
Mm-hmm.
actually what
Mm-hmm.
I love, right? So I decided, right, uh, to we need to sacrifice something to get something.
Right.
So I get off from my comfort zone, and
Mm-hmm.
I select to do what I love, most passionate about. So my passion
Mm-hmm.
is designing and connecting with each other, because I really
Mm-hmm.
love people, and I thought I need to make that as my profession.
That's right.
I Because of my daughter, my purpose, I find found the ways. What are the ways I can turn my passion to profession? Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I am here and now talking to you. So that's
Yes.
not easy because I am living in Sri Lanka, and I am connecting to you, so many referrals with me,
Mm-hmm.
how hard that was. Not easy. People only can see this now. I am sitting here and talking to you, actually, but they don't
Right.
know how many struggle that we have going
Exactly.
through.
Exactly. Yeah, being
Uh,
a single parent and being an entrepreneur and a business owner, it is not easy. It's not
mm,
at all. And one of the things that I implement and that I talk to other parents about, is involving the kids in the process, because it is a shift and things do change. And so when I left my government job and I went to private practice, I really did have to sit down and have a discussion with my kids. Like, look, for the next year or so, our lifestyle may change a little bit. We may not be able to have as many family vacations. We may not be able to go out to eat as often as we used to. Things are just going to change a little bit because mommy has to follow her purpose, right? And my purpose was, getting licensed as a therapist so I can provide the therapy and things like that, which required me to leave my full time job because self care is number one. And so I wouldn't been able to juggle all the demands of what I had to do professionally, to get licensed, what I had to do as a full time mom, which means driving to cheer and driving to football 4 nights a week, and then still doing a 9 to 5, I would have literally killed myself.
oh,
So, it just, as far as working, like I would not have any time to breathe. It just would have been so much. So we had that time to sit down and talk about, what is most important to our family. We have to take this year to realign some things. Okay. So next year we can have, we can put things back on the calendar and start to plan a little bit more intentionally. And so it really is, starting a business with kids and being a single parent, it takes a lot of thought. It takes a lot of grit. But we do it. We do it because we know that if we're happy, our kids are happy, right? That's the energy that we're giving off. If we're happy and in the things that we're doing, and the people that we're talking to, the people that we're connecting and helping, then our kids see that. They see that model of, okay, this is what life is supposed to be like. So that way, when they get older and it's time for them to go into their profession, they're not looking at a model of, okay, I'm just going to work this 9 to 5 for the next 60 years and not really do anything I love. No, my mom didn't do that. My mom did what she wanted to do, that she loved to do. So that's what I'm going to do too, So we set
yeah,
the model, we set the behavior.
yeah. True. I really love that answer. And meanwhile, I need to know about what is your why, your purpose, your soul mission, right? So you explain a little bit, right? Actually, what is your mission, and what is your purpose? So clearly you mentioned the what is your purpose, and let me know your soul mission and why.
My sole mission is to provide healing to families. And I work with all families. There's no differentiation on the family type. It's the healing component that drives me. Because when we look at generational families and we look at, families that have a lot of trauma, sometimes that trauma is not present day. Sometimes it goes back 2, 3, 4, and 5
Mhm.
generations. But these are thoughts, these are words, these are phrases, these are anxieties. All these things have been passed down in fear, right? And so our families are literally built and constructed on fear and trauma, you know? And so my sole mission is to shine a light and education on that, and to help families kind of process that and understand that and find a shift where they can go from, that trauma to triumph. Looking at the things that have once plagued the family. Okay, so now what is our turning point? How do we turn this family around and set them on a course that's more positive and breathe more life into them and inspire kids, to further their education and do those things? And it wasn't an easy task, because I come from a family that was similar to that. They work, 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 and nobody knew their passion. Nobody worked on the things that they really wanted to do. They worked because they had to survive. Um, and setting out in life, that's not the best information or encouragement to give to a child, because you limit them. My parents would always tell me, okay, you have to be a doctor or a lawyer, and those are my only two choices. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be either one of those. Like, I'm not driven to either one of those. And so my sole mission is to help these families have those conversations, kind of dig deep into, what has caused them fear, what has caused pain, what has caused trauma, and to, change that, turn that around, right, and impact families and the family dynamics. um, and so that kind of feeds into my why, because I feel like if we build and we enrich and we enhance families, then our communities will change. Our communities would shift. There wouldn't be as much violence. There wouldn't be domestic disputes. There wouldn't be child abuse. You know, there wouldn't be these things that's happening every single minute globally if we just take the time to understand one another, if we take the time to communicate, if we take the time to check in with ourselves and understand our own feelings, our own limitations, instead of projecting them out and, causing imbalance, causing harm, causing death, fatalities, all these things that happens when we don't know how to check in with ourselves and our feelings. So anytime I see, something on the news, I just wonder, what is their emotional intelligence? Like, do they know the feeling that they have, and if they're willing to let go of the pride and shame, and opposed to just, reacting so aggressively, just really tune into, okay, this is what's happening to me. I understand what's happening to me, and there's a better approach. I don't know. That's my fairy tale land.
Wow. So inspired me, Queen. So that actually that's how women need to think. That's how women need to work, and that's how people need to stand, right? Globally, they need to have a good vision, right? When they have a big vision, so when they have unlimited dreams, then that will take you to your next level, right? So
Mhm.
exactly. So I love your vision and mission. And can you please explain about your business and how people can reach that? So do you have any books then the people can purchase. And I have a recently, you have going to give away, right, the free ebook, right, today,
Yes,
who are watching this episode, who need things. So we are going to drop inside the comment section. You can grab this ebook, right? You guys can send a email address to us, and then we can reach you and we can give this ebook free, right? So
that's
this is
right.
the lead magnet, that 7 ways to filling the gaps in mental health, right? So you can get this ebook free. So please drop your email address, and we are trying to drop the link, so then you guys can grab the ebook from the comment section,
Yes,
right?
yes. And I'm really excited about that ebook because, like I said, there's such a big stigma with mental health. And before you go to counseling, sometimes you have to consider just different ways and different things that you can do to reset your own mindset. So that way you can take that step into increasing your mental health. So I'm really excited about that ebook, some things that you can do that, you know, will really allow you to focus on yourself and to break that stigma within your own mind, so that way you can achieve the life that you really want to achieve. Mental health
Yeah.
does not mean that it's a bad thing. Mental health
Mm,
is not a, there is good mental health. It is good to have a positive mental health. And that's what people have to understand. The words mental health does not mean that it's bad and it's negative. That means that I'm focusing on my mental health, just like I focus on my physical health. So I work out every day. I focus on my emotional health. So I journal and I meditate, I pray, right? Mental health is making sure that the cognition of our mind is healthy. We're having
mm,
healthy thoughts. We're having
mm.
healthy, behaviors. All of these things. That's all. So we really have to just break that stigma on mental health being such a terrible bad thing and look at what mental health is.
Mm. Right, that's true. Um, and Queen, do you have anything that actually, what would you like to promote, right? Uh, so recently, I know that you have your workshop, and you have your virtual workshop. And what are the things that people can actually buy from you, and they people can how can reach you? So,
Sure. Okay, so there's a few things. I work with couples, so I actually have a 10-week couples program called Beyond the Couch. And within that program, with couples, I work with their emotional intelligence. We do a few assessments, and we coach through any challenges that have been presented within their relationship. And it's a really laid back, genuine, authentic, transparent conversation, but it's the conversations that we need to have, right? So I talk about money. We talk about kids. Maybe you thought that you didn't want to have kids and the other person did. Like, so we work through those. We talk about family values. We talk about sex and relationships. Like, we
mm,
talk about everything that encompasses a relationship. And
mm,
I coach my clients through that, so that way they can find not only the value in a relationship, but they seem to it's a way to reduce conflict, right? So if we understand each other a little bit better, if we have conversations that's done with intention, and we're listening to understand and not to criticize and to attack, then that enhances the relationship, that improves the relationship. So I have that program. It's ongoing. It's one-on-one, because we have things that happens in relationships that we want to keep intimate. So I keep that intimate. I do have a few slots on my calendar for that. I
mm,
also work one-on-one with women. So like I said, I have the 4-week program that's now starting here soon in a few days. Purposeful alignment, and helping women to align their purpose with their life, so that way they can find more joy, they can find more peace, they can find that get up and go, and that true excitement in everything that they're doing, and just truly feel like they're fulfilling their purpose here in this life, and no longer saying, oh, well, I can't do this, I shouldn't do this, I won't do this, but more so of, I'm here to do this. This is what I'm here to do, right? Let's see. I do have my book. It's on Amazon. It's called Unlocking Your Womanhood, 5 spiritual self-care
And if
practices
you have,
to,
sorry for the interrupt you. If you have a link that people can purchase, please drop in this direct message, or you can drop in the messenger later on. Then I will drop in the comment section. Then people can just go
sure.
and buy directly.
I sure can. I sure can. And, and then I also do individual parent education. And so with parents, there's things that we do have to fine tune. We have to fine tune our messages and how we're talking to kids these days, right? We can't be so aggressive and quick to criticize. We have to, be more in alignment to who our child is and how they receive messages. And so that takes a little bit of tuning. So I work with parents in that, in effective communication and their listening skills and working together to build a team at home. And I do family vision boards. We always do a vision board for ourselves, but I do family vision boards where the family come together and they all put their visions into one. And as they're, working along in life, they're doing this in a way that, everyone is finding that fulfillment. Everyone is achieving and accomplishing goals. And that's my hope and joy right there. So I'll drop that link in there in the comments. You can find me on Facebook. A lot of my information is on Facebook. And
That's already in comment section. Your all details, your contact details are inside the
awesome.
comment section. The people who need to reach Queen, and if you need any services to get
Right.
from Queen, please go and like a page, share and support. When we are supporting to businesses, the your businesses grow automatically, right? So reach her and let people transform their lives through Queenella, right? So there is a link you guys can grab and reach Queen. And also, please, Queen, after this program, let people know how people can buy your books through the Amazon. So if you have a direct link, just drop that only, because right now I don't have that link.
Okay. Okay. No
Yeah.
problem. I sure will. And
Okay.
the work that I do it, and I will continue to do it virtually because I realize not everybody's going to be in Charleston, South Carolina,
Definitely.
but
Yeah.
as a global network, we all need this help.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
reach out to me virtually. I'm more than happy to work with anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. So I have now it's funny time, right? I have a funny question, right?
Hmm.
So can you share any funny things that happen when you are in Air Force, right?
Anything.
Now, even now you can laugh to thinking that. So anything that make you laugh, and please share with us, then the weekend and audience can laugh with you.
Oh goodness. Okay. Anything. So I will tell you guys this. I have gotten a lot better in the last few years, but
Mm.
I have an aversion for bugs. Like I really do. I hate bugs. I do. And I appreciate all life forms, but I hate bugs because I feel like they just land anywhere they want to, I just don't like them. Okay. And so when my daughter she had to be maybe about 4 or 5 months. She's in the baby carriage, and my ex-husband, he went to work at like 4 in the morning. So it was really dark, and we were living in Italy. And so he leaves and shuts the door, right? So we're still upstairs sleeping. So by the time we come downstairs a few hours later, I go inside the kitchen, and we had 2 refrigerators in the kitchen. One was on the left side, one was on the right side, right? So the one on the left side was like more so like our drink refrigerator because it got much colder. So anytime I had like breast milk, because I nursed both of my kids for over a year and a half. So whenever I had breast milk, it goes in that freezer to the left. So me and my daughter, we were getting up to get ready for the day. So I had her, like in her little car seat bassinet, just, transporting her around the house as easy as possible. And I go inside the kitchen and I hear this noise. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that noise? And it sounds like sandpaper. Like it sounds like something was rubbing sandpaper. And so I hear this noise. And so like my spidey senses is up, the hair is standing up on the back of my neck. And I'm like, what is this? So I open up the refrigerator, but out of my peripheral vision, I saw like this. Now, I told you I don't like bugs. So I'm going to, in my mind, the bug was like this big.
Ooh.
And it was one of those praying mantis. And it was just there on the wall. And the wings rubbing together sounded like the sandpaper. Ooh. So I aggressively closed the refrigerator. And luckily we were already dressed for the day. I closed the refrigerator, and like in Italy and most European countries that I've lived in, they separate their room. All rooms are separated by a door, right? And so there was a door to the kitchen. So I slammed the door, I grabbed the baby, and I closed the door, and I put a towel underneath, like I trapped the bug in the kitchen. And I called my girlfriend and I said, we're coming over and we're going to spend the whole day with you. And so we stayed there until he got off of work, which was 14 hours later. And of course, he went to the gym. So we got back home late at night, and I told him what happened and everything like that. So when I met him at home, he came in and I gave him like the broom, and I gave him all the tools he needs to kill this bug because it's trapped in the kitchen somewhere, but you have to find it before we come back in. Okay? And so he goes in there and he's like, I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to look for this bug. And so I open the door and I'm like peeking just like a little bit through the cracks, and I find it and I'm like screaming to him, I'm like, there it is. There's the bug. There's the bug, right? And so he goes and he kills it. And we laughed and joked about it for so long. And he's like, because when I was in the military, I was law enforcement. And he's like, how were you a cop and you don't like bugs? And I'm like, I just don't like them.
That's a good question. That I also thought to ask you.
Yeah, he was like, how are you a cop and you work with weapons all day long? Like you can break apart a weapon in like, less than minutes. But this is a bug. And I'm like, I know.
That is the nature of women.
Right. We can do the hard things, but the little things are like, oh, get somebody to it.
Even people are scared of the cockroach, right?
Oh my gosh.
In our country, most of the women really scared to this cockroach, right?
Really?
Yeah, it's little, even though it not can harm, right? But people are really scared for the cockroach. So
right, me too. And I don't have a fear of it. So this is what happened when I was on active duty. There was a chain email that went out, and it went out about a spider that crawled into somebody's hair and laid eggs and all of that. And so I've never had a fear of bugs before that. Never, ever, ever had a fear of bugs before that. But once I've seen that, like now I'm like, okay, if a bug comes near me and it lays eggs and now it's all over me, like, that's it. That's it for Queen. That's it for Queen. Okay. She's checked out. Okay.
So, for me, I'm not scared in anything. I'm not scared anything. I'm only scared for the dogs,
Oh,
right?
dogs. Oh yeah.
I so scared, but insects or anything.
Oh no, I think I lost you. Nim, come back to me. I think her video's frozen or she lost the connection. Hey, but I'm here. I'm here. So, hey guys, I am loving this interview with Nim. Like, we've connected, and she is absolutely a gem. Okay, she's absolutely a gem. So if you ever get an opportunity to work with her in her digital marketing, she is phenomenal. I love her vibe, love her energy. And as you see, we connect so well and we talk about all things all the time. And so I really encourage you and I really empower you to that. If you have a small business and you're looking to elevate it, you're looking to get your message out globally and to really, expand your business in many different ways, get with Nim. She is phenomenal at what she does. And I'm so excited to be working with her. I hope she's able to come back on. I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
there she
I'm back.
goes. Hey, I
Yeah,
was just
I'm
singing
back
your
because
praises.
yeah, because it's in Sri Lanka. I said you the so hard time is power when, but I have an inverter, so I just went to the connect the inverter, right? So
Okay.
because we are having 4 6 hour 6 hour power cut, so it's like
Oh,
I don't know the what time it's going, because I didn't notice that it's going, but it's okay, it's technical error is everywhere, so we are good. um, and also that's my story. I just explain about the insects. I'm not scared to anyone. One day when the small snake is there, right? I went to the one my aunt's place is so far. So I don't know that. So I just want to take that. I I just take two parts of the snake. After
oh
that,
my
only I know
gosh.
that is a small snake, right? So that's how I have like that. But I am scared to the dogs. Actually,
Me too.
I is scared. And the final question, right?
Hmm.
So can you can I know that what is your idea about our online Sophia Live podcast? We talk about your brand. What do you think
Right.
about the program? How it impact?
I was actually just saying that while you were reconnecting. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's such a powerful way to help business owners take their brand globally. So I really do thank you for what you do. And like I stated before, even though I'm in South Carolina and New York, and I'm in New York, I'm in South Carolina, United States, and you're in Sri Lanka. We can have our messages sent out globally without any type of interference or any type of boundaries because of our virtual platform. So I thank
Hmm.
you so much for creating your virtual platform so that way that helps me to get my message out so that way I can help other families and other businesses can help spread their brand as well.
Yeah, all thanks for the COVID-19. So COVID
Yeah.
19
Right.
may make people to online. And thank you so much, Queen, to being here for almost 1 hour. And thank you so much for sharing your uh, thoughts and sharing your business. How did you start the business? What is your goal and everything? That's definitely going to inspire the older women globally, right? The people, the internationally, so many countries people are watching these and going to watch this video, because I am working for the several different countries, so they are going to watch this, right? They're going to
Mhm.
reach you exactly. And thank you so much for being here more patiently, more than 1 hour. And so this is how audience can contact you, can know your name and other details. So as I said, all the details about the queen I dropped inside the comment section, right?
Mhm.
You guys can reach Queen, and if you need, if you like, you can get any services uh, from Queen, right? So thank you so much,
Thank
everyone.
you, Nim.
What is the final message that you really love to give to our audience?
The final message I would give to the audience is to live your life on purpose and with purpose. Live your life on purpose and with purpose. Be intentional about any and everything that you do. It will align your values. You will have so much more. connection to who you are, the greater purpose that you serve, and who you serve. And it really creates an amazing spiritual shift within your life. So live your life on purpose with purpose.
Thank you so much, Queen. So we are going to meet once again and with different topic. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this program more than 1 hour. So this is definitely, if you miss some parts, please watch this because this is going to make you inspired and take your business to the next level, right? If you are really love to connect with, we talk about your brand online, Sophia, so you can take your business to globally, right? So you can reach me, and I am ready to interview you, and I am ready to brand you, and I am ready to promote your all the businesses globally, right? Thank you for watching this program, and we'll meet you again with another program with another guest, right? It's me, Nimra. We talk about your brand. Bye.